Okay guys, I wanted to do a video where I have unboxed this welder from Andeli and I can give you my input on it, give you a couple opinions of what I think about the welder, and then I'm going to do a different video where I actually am performing the welding. I have the Andeli automatic welding helmet as well, so you can use that for a variety of reasons. They've got some really cool products, but this is the unboxing on their MIG welder. So this welder is super versatile. You have the ability to run it either on 220 or you can run it on standard 110. So if you want all of that capacity, of course it'd be better to have it on the 220, depending on the type of welding you're going to be doing. But for convenience and ease, just look at how small this welder is. This is a gasless welder, so you don't have to have a big old tank and a giant cart to tote around this welder. This is very mobile, super lightweight. With the kit, you get, of course, you've got your ground cable. I like that the ground cable has a decent length to it. It's just over 6 feet long, so you'd have the ability to latch onto your ground and make sure you're getting into the hard to reach spaces with that grounding cable. This is a welder that offers two different types of welding. So you can stick weld or you can flux core MIG weld with the gun. So in this welder itself, I'll show you guys. They do give you a couple sample products with the welder itself. So you've got some rods if you're going to do stick welding. I've got a spool here of flux core wire, and that actually goes directly in the side of the welder. So you simply open up this, you put your spool on, you can feed your wire through, and if you're going to do the standard MIG welding, you would put on this cable, and on the front of the welder, you can dial in your heat and your speed at the same time. Simply plug and play and you are off to the races. You've got a couple additional tips for your gun, and let's see here, a little pack of the tips for the wire as well, which is really cool because obviously depending on the type of heat of welding you're going to be doing, that stuff can get beat up, tougher to clean, and they even give you a wire brush and a Schlag hammer so you can get rid of the stuff that you're trying to get cleaned up before you lay a bead. They've got an owner's manual sent with you. I mean, this is really very turnkey. Super impressed with the build quality. It looks like it's going to be a super fun little welder if you're any... All right, guys, wanted to do a quick interjection here before I get into actually using this welder. I was also sent the Andeli or the Andeli welding helmet as well. If you guys are dealing with the need for welding exhaust, doing little fine touch-up welding, tack welding, you couldn't ask for a better, more compact welder. I'm so pumped to have received this welder. It outperforms everything I expected out of the welder. You got to check out the upcoming footage. Okay, I'm just getting ready to do some welding with my new Andeli welder. What I have here is a shop that I work in where I'm doing all kinds of various projects, and you really need to have a high quality welding helmet if you're going to do any type of welding to protect your eyes and your face. So I've received this helmet, and this thing is the coolest helmet, the welding helmet ever. So they offer a backup extra screen, so when this gets blasted with all of your sparks and your welding and grinding shrapnel, that simply replaces on the front of the helmet. So look at how cool this helmet is. There's a ton of adjustability to it. It fits and feels great. So I'll show you guys. You've got your adjustment on the back where you can actually tighten the cup that hits the back of your head. You've got top straps that you can adjust as well. I'll toss the helmet on. So you simply ratchet the back, and then you can tighten the sides for how hard, so you can throw your head down. So if you're going to tack, you don't need to use your hands to lay a bead if you're in an area where you've got tight spaces, hard to reach spaces. You've got a pad on the front. It is an auto darkening welding helmet. It's got lights on it, 2 different settings for lights, which are super cool. And then adjustability. So on the side of the helmet, you've got your shade cut. You have the switch between welding and grinding. So you can flip over to welds. So then the auto darkening is going to obviously be a lot more potent because of the bright, intense light from welding versus grinding. And then you have a delay mode. How fast does that darkening effect go into play versus it being a slow fade? So you're not going to hurt your eyes. And then you have sensitivity. So how quick and how sensitive is the darkening screen? You have all that adjustment on the side of the helmet. I'm super impressed. This is a super nice setup, and the light setup's rechargeable. So you can simply plug in a USB-C style, I believe it's a USB-C style port into the side of your helmet, and then you can recharge this thing. It looks cool, it functions great, 10 out of 10 stars. If you guys are looking for a high quality welding helmet, this is it. All right guys, I'm gonna lay a bead of weld on top of this exhaust bracket. I've got my welding helmet on, got my welding gloves. We are gonna give this Andeli welder a shot. Here we go. Okay, absolutely incredible. I've done some welding on welders that have a gas tank and a completely different setup. This thing laid a super hot bead effortlessly, plugged into a 110 outlet. 10 out of 10 stars. You guys have to try this welder.